Just before we move on to CSS, I'd like to take a couple of videos to show you how to set up the web hosting that comes with the course. Now's a good time to do this because you've just completed your first ever web page, and I'm sure you're itching to share it with the world. And the web hosting is the ideal way to do this. I'm assuming that you've followed these steps in the how to get the free stuff video and have an eco web hosting account. If you haven't, then jump back to that video and follow the instructions there. If you have, then go to ecowebhosting.co.uk/cp/home. I should also say that if you want to work with a different web host or you don't want web hosting at all, then feel free to miss out the next couple of videos. But if you're not sure, then stick with me because the web hosting adds a huge amount of power to what you can do with the course. So this is your customer area at ecowebhosting.co.uk/cp/home. Here you can create a hosting package, which is what we're going to do next, or you can register a domain name. You don't need to do that. But if you want to be able to use your own domain name, such as robpercival.co.uk, then you will need to purchase the domain name itself. You're very welcome to do that with another company as well. Feel free to compare prices and go with the cheapest one. We've got some other options down here, but for now, we're not going to investigate any of those. We're going to go straight to creating a hosting package. So a hosting package is a place to store everything to do with your website. You can upload files to it. You can create databases, as we'll see later on in the course, and you can even create email addresses and manage your email through the hosting package. So all you have to enter here is a domain name, and I'm going to put in Rob Percival's test hosting package.com. You can select the hosting package type that you need. I would go for the Advanced Unlimited because that offers you the most features. And bear in mind that you'll want to create a domain name that no one else has chosen before. So if you try and put google.com in there, it probably won't work because there'll already be a domain on our system called google.com. If you're really having problems finding a domain name that's not already taken, just put some numbers on the end, like that. Okay, so then click Create Hosting Package, and in the background it will churn through everything that needs to be set up for that hosting package. And there we go. So that's all been set up. You'll receive an email with all the login details for the package. But the easiest way to log in is go down to Manage Your Services and Manage Hosting Packages. And then you should see your hosting package in this list. I've got a number of packages that I'm not using anymore, but there is my Rob Percival's test hosting package. And if you click on that hosting package, it will take you to the cPanel. But I will warn you, it takes up to an hour for hosting packages to be fully set up. So you might want to go away, have a cup of tea, and then come back when the time has passed. Done that? All right, then let's go. So I'm going to click on the hosting package, and that will redirect me to the cPanel. So at the top here, we've got all of our file options. We'll be looking at the file manager in a bit more detail in a moment. Then we've got our email options. So we can create mailboxes, access webmail, set up forwarding, and various other things to do with email. Note that they will only work if you have your own domain name. So you will need to purchase a domain name to use email. Then further down, we've got lots of options which we'll be using later on in the course. So various stats features, databases, and a lot more. I'm not going to go into all of them now, but feel free to pause the video and have a click around if you want to see what's available. So first off, I'm just going to quickly show you how to use File Manager to edit your files. So here are the files in your hosting package. Anything other than public HTML, you can more or less ignore for now. We've got some log files and a CGI bin, which is used for Python scripts. So we're going to double click on public HTML, and this is where you'll put all your documents that form your website. And you can see that the home page is index.html, as we've seen earlier in the course. So if we want to edit the home page, we just Control or right click and click Edit. And then we can go back over to our text editor. I'm going to use Command A or Control A on Windows to select all of this text. And then copy that. And then use Command A to select all of this text and Command or Control V to paste it in. So this now is all of our code for our page that we created, but it's on index.html on our hosting. So let's save that. There we go. And then it's saved. And now we can go back to our cPanel And if we want to see that page in action, then we can click temp web address here and click visit website. And there you go. So this is your website live on the web, and you can share this link with anyone and they will be able to see your website. Notice it's got these numbers in front of it. That's what's known as an IP address. And if you don't purchase the domain name, then you'll need to use this to refer to your website when you're sharing it with people. So if you want to use your website as an actual portfolio site or a blog or something like that, you probably want to purchase the domain name. But that's completely up to you. So that's as far as we're going to go in this video, but there is one more thing I'd like to show you before we move on, and that is you'll notice that using the file manager is not particularly convenient. We don't want to have to be copying and pasting from our text editor every time we want to update our site. So there's a much better way to access your files, and that is through something called FTP. FTP is short for File Transfer Protocol, and is essentially an easy way of uploading and editing files on your website. You'll need to download and install a couple of bits of free software to do this. So I've got a separate video for Windows and OS X. If you're on Windows, you can jump to the next video. If you're on OS X, then skip the next one, and the one after will have instructions for you.